So, ball striking wise, tell me what's going on.
I think from my videos, I probably get back, not great, but fair. But my right hand, I'm either pushing, and I think I am getting up, so I'm kind of here.
Okay.
As opposed to what I know you tell me, and what I seem to be able to do better without a club. Then with putting the club and then the golf ball in place screws up everything.
It does.
And I know I'm not the first. Now that I've watched your whole road show, I know I'm not the first person to say that.
No, we're all scratch golfers without the ball. No doubt.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But there is a fix for it. So.
Yeah, and I've been listening, but I still just naturally don't seem to, and I had this problem in baseball too. So that and turning my wrists over were my downfall in baseball. So
Okay.
It's not new. But that. I'm sure there's everything, but that feels to me when I self-diagnose and I look at and I get my videos reviewed, I'm not shifting and posting up. So as a result, I'm out here, and this whole concept of being in like this it hasn't yet found its groove in my brain.
Perfect way to describe it. All right, cool. Well, let me watch you hit a couple.
Okay.
And we'll just put a couple on video.
Just left-handed or?
No, just make a normal swing. Let's see what's in there right now.
Okay.
We want to see where you're at because we're going to go somewhere else.
Okay. Maybe somewhere in between would be better.
Don't worry, I haven't watched anything yet. All right, let's take a look.
It's probably going to look like all the other bad times I've done it, despite my endless practicing.
That's all right. We're going to fix all that. All right, let's start with face on. Setup looks pretty good there. A little bit of a weak left hand grip. Right hand grip we need to do a little bit of tweaking on.
Okay.
But not bad. All right, so first things first, the lower body, you got that old left side breakdown and a reverse hip shift. So let me show you what I'm talking about there.
Yep.
See how your right hip's moved off that line and your left knee's all buckled in?
Yeah.
So to exaggerate this, you're going like this. Lots
yeah, and I know you've said that a lot, and I thought I kept practicing not doing that, but yes, I know.
So that's still going on in there. So we got a lot of stuff moving that doesn't need to move.
Doesn't need to move.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to simplify that stuff. And then there's the old right shoulder, right arm push, right? So you're losing. That's why you're hitting back behind it.
Yep.
So a simple way to think about this stuff, when you take these deep divots like that and hitting back behind it, like you said, you can't really shift your weight. One, because your lower body from address to impact only needs to go here.
Yep.
It's not that far. But what you've done is taken your lower body and done this with it during the backswing.
Yep.
Now it's got a lot of stuff it's got to do on the way down. So what we need to do is give it time to get out of the way, but that'll never happen if you move it that much.
And I've heard you say that.
Okay.
And I thought I was practicing toward that, and while not always as bad, I'm still not doing it.
All right, so we're going to fix that. And then just a lot of right side push, a little right shoulder, because you can't use your lower body right now because it's not working the way we need it to. So there's a lot of right side chest rotations there. Let's take a quick look down the line. Setup's not too bad here, a little bit inside. Not too bad. There's the right side over the top, right?
Yep. Yeah, I have to tell you, it was a bit of a surprise to me when you said that, the golf club is swung solely by the left hand.
Yeah, so that's kind of foreign for people. Let me be clear on that. I focus most of my time on teaching people how to use the left side of the body because
Right.
they way underuse it. It doesn't mean the right side doesn't have a ton of work to do. It does,
yeah.
for sure. But it takes a while for people to get to that. They got to get this first, and the right side's working so hard anyway. By the time we add that back in, it's already doing what it needs to do, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing we've got to do, hands down, is get your lower body anchored to the ground.
Right.
If that thing's moving all over the place, there's just not enough time to get it back where we need it to. And that's why you can't feel like that struggling with the weight shift and getting posted up. You never will shift your weight and post up when you've got to make up for all that movement.
Yeah, I thought I'd been doing a better job even warming up doing that. But, you know, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm obviously not looking at the right things.
Sure. Well, throw the club down, put your arms across your chest, and let's do, all I want you to do first, go ahead and set up for me. Okay, go ahead and rotate back. So go back to address. Now we'll rotate back. Okay, stop right there.
Okay.
Go back to address. So, a couple little things that you're doing. So what I'm looking for is what you're thinking about that creates rotation. When I said rotate first, you turned your hips and the knee kicked in, right? So you're doing what I call the lazy man's turn, where you let your hips kind of do all the work.
Yeah.
And you don't activate your
I was
obliques.
thinking much more about my back than I was the rest of it.
And then when you did that, your head moved quite a bit off the ball, and your shoulders turned really flat. If your left shoulder turns really flat,
turns flat means what?
Flat to the ground. So simple way to think about this. If I'm standing here at address and I turn, this club's parallel to the ground. It's 90 degrees or perpendicular to my spine. It should stay that way. So when I hinge forward and I rotate, you look like this. Now look how flat my shoulders are again. But my spine is bent over, so where should my shoulders go?
Oh, you mean flat like this way as opposed to like
there
that.
You go. Exactly.
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
That's why your head moves. There you go.
Okay.
So if you turn flat and
push, I'm going like that.
Bingo.
Got it.
Instead of taking this right shoulder behind your head.
Okay.
Okay, keep your head down here. Much better. There we go. Looking better already. Now where's your weight?
A little more on the right foot, but still a lot on the left foot.
Exactly. Shift your weight over to the right just a hair more. There you go.
So I want to go like this.
And there you go. So remember I said you had the reverse hip shift earlier? So that was kind of this whole move. When you practice, if you're at home or here, you've got those little bag stands, put one up against your hip. Just let it sit there. I'm going to hold it for you.
Now, I've seen you do this, but it's been hard to figure. So I'm shifting initially, right?
Yep, and while you're turning, there you go. And so your hip should just stay in the same spot. Viewed from face on, it should look like it stays right where it is.
But isn't it moving when I'm shifting weight this way, or just not that much?
Technically, it's doing this while you're turning, so it creates the appearance that it never moves.
Okay.
Because really, it's actually moving diagonally.
Yeah, because I get the concept of this. And I guess I was just moving everything as opposed to...
You were. There was a lot of extra movement. So your swing is just way more complicated than it needs to be.
Right.
There you go. So I'm just going to hold this right here. There you go. So the cool thing about this drill is you can practice this in your living room, up against the couch, the kitchen. There you go. But use something firm because you don't want to slide out.
See, I was getting the impression, and this is... So I am... If you have to think of you and your learning modality, I am the 180-degree opposite person from you.
Really? Okay.
So I was listening to that, and I really thought what I was wanting to do was start like this, but shift and turn.
Technically, that's what happens.
Yes.
But they're really happening simultaneously.
Right.
There you go. Good.
That makes sense.
There you go. Now our head's moving way less, this is moving way less. Shoulders look way better, and I want you to start to pay attention to feeling this side of your body activate as you finish your turn. This should feel stretched.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Doesn't feel stretched?
No.
Okay, so go back to address.
Okay.
Do your turn again. Now does it feel stretched?
Yeah.
All right. So that's letting you know that you're letting your hips rotate a little bit more than what they need to. You want to load this down with the shoulder.
Right. So what am I doing with my shoulder? I'm going like that?
You're pushing exactly, so it's coming up. So you're going to feel like it just goes down. And here's the way to practice that. Just hold this across your chest.
Yep.
And go ahead and rotate back. And this should point outside the ball down to the ground, not way out over here, right?
Oh, so you're pointing at it, okay.
Yeah. So with there you go. So you're kind of pointing at the bucket of balls there. It's a good angle. Make sure this is anchored in. Finish that turn, and you should start to feel this waking up now. And if your hips are allowed to over-rotate, you'll never feel anything going on here.
Yeah, I still don't feel that much, to be honest, but that may just be my body design.
No, it's just anchoring it in a little bit more. And rotating, rotating, rotating. Finish up that turn. There you go. Good. Now, from there, shift back over. Straighten that left knee as you push the hip back.
So that's it, yeah.
There. Not from the right side. You're going to use the left. Your hip is going to go back that way. So you're going to push it up and back. There you go. And the shoulders are going to stay down here. Push the left hip up and back. That's staying in the shot. You feel how your chest stopped popping up when I held you down there?
So this chest is not supposed to pop up.
That's the worst thing in the world that you could do.
And I bet you I'm doing that a lot earlier.
You have to, because you're throwing your right side, and if you didn't pop out, you'd hit 6 feet behind the ball.
Interesting.
So it's all cause and effect stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So you do one thing, you start chasing down this fix, but
really
you need to get out of the way or you chunk it, which is why you chunk those. If you try to stay in your posture, you're going to hit it fat.
Right.
But that's what we're going to fix.
Now this is an example for your learning methodology.
Yeah.
Of someone who's been doing went to your clinic and has been doing this for a month and watching a lot of video and still physically, some people just need that like physical.
Yeah, understood.
And some people are just stupid, but I'm not throwing myself into that yet.
I don't think that's the problem. There we go. Good.
And then when I come here, I want to go like that.
Not quite so aggressive.
Okay.
Do a little bit slower so I can walk you through it. So I want you to think about shifting first, and then starting to straighten up while your head's, so your chest stays there.
Shifting.
But stay in the posture. Hip goes back. There you go. Again. Okay, let's do it one more time. But your hip only needs to go into neutral, not out here.
Not out there?
It's right over your foot.
So just straight over.
The first belt loop is going to go right through the first knee and ankle there, right? You were just getting out here a little bit.
And I keep forgetting. I keep thinking it's much further.
Yeah, it's not that far. They're really small moves, but again, it's a small move when we don't move very much going back. Stay in your posture.
Yeah.
Okay. So part of the reason that you keep popping up.
Yeah.
So understand from this perspective. This way. If I push off my right side, my pelvis will always move into the ball.
That
force
makes
me
sense.
to stand up.
Okay.
What I'm trying to get you to do is, instead of pushing your pelvis into the ball, I'm trying to get you to push your pelvis away from the ball. But you can only do that with your left leg.
Right.
So think about your pelvis being pushed back this way, out of the away from the ball. That will allow you to, if anything, increase your spine angle coming down into impact.
That's weird.
Good. There you go. Now we look like a golfer. Good. Chest should be square to the target, not open. There you go. Good correction.
Yeah, you said that too.
Almost. One more. All right, let's take a quick look. So, head's still moving off the ball. See that tree in the background?
Mm-hmm.
See how much you move right away? That's what
I
makes your
think
shoulder turn flat.
Well, I think it's because of this shift, turn, shift back that I got to break out of now.
The only thing that's really going to shift is what you felt earlier. A little bit of your hip shifting to the right.
So it's only a little, and you're really rotating.
Correct. You're doing both together, but your head doesn't really need to go anywhere.
That makes sense.
Much better there. See how much quieter your lower body is?
Yep.
You look like an athlete here, whereas before you were kind of moving all over.
Yeah.
Now, as you come back down, look at the left knee leading, that's great. Shoulders unwound a little bit early, but we'll get to there. Now you're posted up on that left side. You're starting to pop up a little bit, but again, you're straightening the right leg, which is forcing you to come up.
You've used the Frisbee example. I have to say, after having thrown a Frisbee for a while, it still doesn't, it seems to be the same, but it just doesn't, I guess you're right.
The thing about the Frisbee is if you're going to really huck it with your left arm, you're going to go through the same weight transfer and pivot, right? That's what we're really trying to feel.
Yeah, it just feels like I throw more from the back, almost like pitching, than this idea here.
You got to do both. Your right leg has some job to do, but again, people overdo that.
Right.
When you do it at the wrong time, when you start to push really early and the heel pops up, that's when you lose your posture and your tush line. The problem with golf versus throwing a Frisbee, if you lose your spine angle, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Right.
In golf, we're dealing with degrees of, 1 degree of precision makes a big difference.
Right.
So as your pelvis moves into the ball, as your pelvis stands up, your spine stands up, which shifts the horizontal swing plane. So you're now swinging into out or maybe into top, whatever. But that's why we have to understand that, yes, you can push off the right if this is working correctly. So I'm shifting hard and getting that hip out of the way, and then I can use the right to help.
Right.
No, don't turn your hip.
No. Wait, I thought I was supposed to turn my hip.
No, upper body.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'm not really turning my hip at all.
Well, you turned it 20 degrees, but you feel that it's not turning. That's the trick.
Yeah, I thought you were turning this like 45 degrees and your hips 45 degrees.
You do, but this goes first.
Yep. Okay, so that was my...
There you go. And then keep going. And then the hips have got to come in to help you finish.
Okay.
Technically they are turning a little bit at the beginning, but you're going to feel much more movement from the upper body, because at some point you got to get at least 45 degrees of separation. Keep this knee anchored into the ground. Feel it's nice and solid.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're starting to feel this a little better as you keep turning your rib cage. Keep turning, all the way. There you go. Don't look out there though. Look down like you're looking at the ball. There you go. Good. Now, kind of sit into this left leg. There you go. And then push it back, looking out of the way as you stay in your posture. So imagine that I had a string tied to this first button and it's anchored to the ground. That string can't go slack and you can't pull it out of the ground.
Right. Yeah, that's...
Turn your upper body. Keep going. Good. Left side. Stand. Good. There you go. Relax that right leg. And all your weight stacked over that left leg now.
Right.
Good. There you go.
That's weird. That's a lot weirder than where I was before.
Weird is relative, right? If I did what you did, I'd be like, man, this feels really weird.
Yeah, I'm not saying wrong. I just spent a month being probably working at a lot of the wrong things.
Good. Make sure you load up on that right leg there you go. Feel some right glute activation there. Shift over, sit into that left, stay down, don't push up.
That's...
So you're pushing hard off the right because I can see your hip moving into the left. So go do it again. I hope you'll feel this.
Yeah, sorry, it takes me a while to connect everything.
No, you're doing good. Turn back. Good, there you go, finish your turn. Now, I'm only going to allow you to move from the left side, so I'm going to hold on to your right. So just focus on feeling over here, doing all the movement. There you go. Don't push up off that right. There you go. Good. Oh, close your shoulders.
So, if I'm just getting back to not thinking too much about it. If I'm coming back here, I'm going, so I get the concept of shifting, but I'm pushing too much here.
Correct.
And I know the pulling concept. So
when you finish right there, and your hips out of the way, like I can lift my right foot up and it's not doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas you're probably going to feel like, oh, I'm actually pushing it into the ground. So the first trick is to feel that. So I want you to go to the top again. Take that. And I want you just to solely concentrate on it. I want your right leg to feel like I just anesthetized it for right now.
Right.
You have to move, doing nothing but moving from over here. This is going to be totally relaxed. Start that. Just use your left. There you go. And then this is just being told what to do by the left. Adjust your hips. So your shoulders are just going to get opened by your hips, not the other way around.
Oh, interesting.
Keep your shoulders back. Go to the top for me, and when your chest is pointing at those bushes, I want you to try and keep it there. So now keep your chest pointing at those bushes and move from your left hip. Bingo.
Huh.
Now, look where your shoulders are. They're square.
Yeah.
But you're like used to doing this every time.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, when you think about, once you turn back,
Yep.
use that as your reference point and keep everything back there. But as I'm doing this, I'm trying to get my hip to bring everything back down, and then all of a sudden, I'm dead square at impact.
Well, that just sucks.
That's the right side. You feel that?
Yeah.
That's moving you up and in. That's it. So you're just going to feel left side. Left side this way.
That's going back.
There you go. Good. Yeah, just got to go back that way.
Yeah. It would have been much easier to learn this at 6.
You started a little late in life, but
yeah, it's.
But the whole thing is, everything that you're learning right now is 90% of the swing.
I appreciate that.
So if you just get this little body stuff,
right.
Literally the whole golf swing is this. There. How much did my hips move?
Yep.
Not much. I can check my right glute. Shoulders are closed.
Right.
And now all I got to do from here to make the entire downswing work is use just my left hip and left leg to turn my shoulders. There you go. You kept your shoulders square that time. Nice. There you go. And your right leg's chilling out. Pushed on a little bit. Down. There you go.
Yeah, I keep popping up.
Yeah. There you go. And that's the swing. Well, once this stuff works right, we just got to get these arms to play nicely with that. There you go. Feel your left hip, left glute working there now? Better. Good. Okay, stay right there. How much weight do you have on your right foot?
Too much, probably.
So there you go, just a little bit like that, and that allows you to get that hip back and out of the way easier.
Right.
Nice, there you go. Sounds like an R8. There you go.
Should this knee be moving in that much?
Moving in what direction?
This way.
Doesn't need to move very much, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and go back.
Oh.
All the way to the top. Right, all the way to the top, finish. There you go. Oh, make sure you're shifted over here on this right. There you go. That's about how much your knee's going to move going back. There you go. Better. Little less hip rotation at the start of the backswing.
Okay.
Good, 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 good. Do it one more time. Don't let this left knee kick in so much as you go back.
Yeah.
And you got it. Yeah, good, good. There you go. Now use that left leg. Nice. Way better. Relax your shoulders. Remember, try to keep them back there at the bush. Don't try and turn them at all. Go through it really slow so that you can kind of see how long you can keep your chest pointing back there at those bushes. Good. Now really slow. Keep your chest. There you go. Now you're dead square. It's perfect.
Interesting.
That time you did it.
Okay.
Nice. Really good. Almost. That was not as good as before. You let your shoulders open up, but look at the difference here. That guy looks like a pro golfer.
Yeah, it looks better.
Look at that turn. Perfect. I can take every PGA Tour pro on the planet and put you up side by side with them. Your lower body, upper body, everything's going to look identical.
Yeah, it's just the next 80% of it.
No, this is doing pretty good. Shoulders opened up a little bit, but not bad.
Yeah.
Look at your left hip, right? Pretty
and
much
when you say the word shoulders opened up, you just mean they're unwinding that way.
Yeah. You keep your chest pointing back there at those bushes as long as humanly possible.
But so that makes sense to me.
Good. Now just keep your chest pointing back there at the bushes and just use your lower body to get you back out of the way. You gotta push.
Yeah, this is not coming over.
Exactly.
It's too much thinking.
It's okay. The learning process is chunky and clumsy at first. Shift, nice and slow, and bring your hip back this way while you keep your chest at the bushes, and then you're done.
Yeah.
That will bring the club literally all the way to the top,
Yeah.
all the way to impact.
Yeah, I just started thinking. Hold on to that, right?
There you go. Finish your turn. Nice. That was really good.
Yeah,
So that feels different than what you've been practicing, you're telling me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And let me be a good example to you of not everyone who's been religious. I've been watching your stuff now for a year. I've gone to the clinic, completely accept responsibility for not getting everything, but it shows you how hard it is for some of us to learn it.
Yeah, like I said, I think some of the new stuff we can do will help make the learning process online a little bit more specific. Now people seeing it with other amateur golfers, it makes a lot of sense. Good. You even got your right foot to roll in? I love it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
No, I mean, now it will go back to the videos and make sense.
That's what everybody says.
But this is, and I've listened to other people have this dynamic, so yeah, hopefully that'll help.
Well, it's going to be like when you watch the videos now, it's going to be like going from black and white to color. Shift, post up, there you go. Awesome. Good. You're doing this really well.
This is still coming up though.
Progress.
Yeah.
Looking for perfection yet, looking for progress. There you go, good. Grab that club, flip it upside down, do the same thing.
Yeah, what's the upside down club for? I know you mentioned this at some point.
So much momentum and mass is generated by that club head, you're just going to start using your hands to try and control it.
Oh, got it.
Turn your rib cage. Excellent. Good, stay right there. Relax that wrist. Let it set right there. Now come down from there, relax the wrist. Good. Do that with a little bit of pace.
Yeah, it's going to take some time.
It's okay. You're way further along than you think, and I'm going to show you on video in just a sec.
I just need to get this started.
Alright, let's take a quick look at that. I'm going to show you a couple little corrections. One, you mentioned this right shoulder blade.
Yeah.
You're making rotation a little bit more complex than you
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, it's normal because this right shoulder blade glide thing
Yeah.
has been one of the most clever things I've come up with and the bane of my existence at the same time.
Yeah.
Because people then just start trying to just move that shoulder blade.
Right.
You're just turning like you're talking to me. Just
Yeah.
turn your whole rib cage like
Right.
you're talking, right? It's not any more complicated than that, and it's not just coming from that right shoulder blade. Your obliques are your primary rotators.
Yeah.
So you're just turning your rib cage like we're talking, like you're going to hand me that bucket of balls.
Right.
Make it simpler. But watch now. That's where we're at. So you'll see, I see you working that right shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I saw that. But your head moved off a little bit more than I wanted, but otherwise we're pretty darn good here. Now look at the downswing.
Yeah, that's much different.
That's a golf swing. Look at how much more lag you have now. And you're not thinking about your arms, you're not thinking about your swing plane, you're not thinking about lag.
No, I get that, and that's what's very helpful about the site to help you think about that and not worry about that.
Yeah.
It's just getting this feel for this.
This is everything. This is
This
why
weird thing.
it's weight shift and core rotation. The only thing I really care about.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's simple.
Yeah.
You get this right, the rest of it's easy.
Yeah, no, and that actually makes sense.
Do the same drill. Good. Let's take one quick look there. So now what we want to see is, did that swing plane, that big over the top move you have, change? Oh, look at that, club's coming down on plane. Isn't that weird? Look at that, right down your target line. Look at that, coming from the inside.
Yeah, no, that's a completely different movement than why we're practicing.
Isn't that weird? We didn't try and do anything to your swing plane.
Right.
But your swing plane went from 10 degrees out to in to 2 degrees into out.
And that, in what you're teaching, makes a lot of sense to someone listening to it. It's just feeling it.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, there are, what is it, 7 different modalities for people to learn. And a lot of people, I think, inherently need to feel it.
Sure, sure.
And, but the logic all makes a lot of sense.
Nice. That was good. Really fluid. So good. Keep doing it.
Just another 3,500 times.
Yeah, but you've got 3 in a row. It's progress.
I gotta get off this. I thought that was. So I'm just rotating.
Just turn. There you go. Much better. Dude. So good. So good. Dude. He's like a pro. Look at the lag.
Yeah, no, I see where the lag's coming from now when I didn't feel it before. Yeah.
So this is where you started.
Mm-hmm.
A little different at the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's big time difference, right?
Yep.
You're going to recognize those two. But then the big thing is the widening of that angle. So when your left arm's parallel to the ground,
Yeah.
right about
Yeah.
there, that shaft should be kind of somewhere in that ballpark, right?
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, I get it. I got the same problem.
it's not done. Left arm parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
These two golfers couldn't have anything less to do with each other. This is
Yeah.
a 15 handicap and this is a 5 or a 0.
Yeah. Now I get the.
It's perfect. If we look at your swing over here, your hand's in the same spot.
Yeah. No, I know the. So let me ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a little closer, but I wasn't on this.
Look at that left knee moving already.
So it's the same problem. I'm still. Am I?
And then casting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same problem.
This movement that you're doing here
Yep.
is excellent.
Okay.
That is picture perfect. And then from there, all you gotta do is release the club.
Yeah, and that it feels much different than what I'm doing. So if I'm listening to the things you're saying, I don't have to worry about this and back. I just need to basically rotate, and by doing that, my weight will start to shift.
Yes and no. It doesn't. I mean, you can still reverse hip shift, but you're reverse hip shifting because of other things
Yeah.
you're doing all this stuff,
Right.
So just think about the way I like to think about this.
Mhm.
I want you to increase the pressure on your right foot as you go back.
But I've been doing that.
Okay, but you were doing it like this, right?
Yeah.
So
or but even when I'm not, even if I do that.
That's good.
So this part is, I guess, in understanding the bad. I just got to get back like that.
There, yep. Get that left hip, push it out of the way.
Yeah.
There you go, good.
It's helpful to think about holding my chest out there as well.
The video on the site for that is, it's called Keep the Rear Shoulder Back.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for this, so I'm just going to hold this, come on
Yeah.
down. There you go, perfect.
That's weird, particularly once you get a right hand on it.
It is going to feel weird, for sure. But you got to understand what you're really trying to do with the golf swing. People think the golf swing is by turning your rib cage
Yeah.
and swinging to a full follow-through. In fact,
Right.
a lot of instructors actually teach you from the follow-through back.
Huh.
I couldn't care less about the follow-through because
Right.
the ball doesn't care.
Right.
I use it as a diagnostic tool.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're really trying to do is not swing and rotate your body through. That's not a golf swing.
Right.
What you're trying to do is from back here, throw that club head at the ball as hard
Right.
as you can.
Right. Yeah, and then that's a couple of times I've hit it right and gotten lag. I've felt that.
Keep your shoulder back, shift, there you go. Awesome, flip the club right side up and see if we can take that step. I think you can.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Doggies. Let's take a look. Beautiful, going back. So good, so good. Look at your lower body.
Okay.
Sergio. I mean, that's way too much lag.
Yeah.
But this is why
I'll get rid of it when I get the right hand. Don't worry.
Perfect.
Okay.
I can't make you any better than that.
So I don't shift too much. I'm trying to hold that and then keep my shoulders open.
Yep. Keep your shoulders closed. There, it's perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
I mean back. Sorry.
Yep.
I know what you mean.
So good, so good. Get one from down the line, check the plane. Relax that arm. So you start to pull the arm down, relax it.
It's a big problem I have.
Just focus on your lower body and keep the arms and club at the top. Leave them up there. Opened up too soon, even more.
Okay.
Now that you've got a club in your hands, you're trying to swing the club.
Yeah.
Swing your body. Almost there.
Yep.
You need, go to the top again.
Yep.
I'm going to give you one more last little unique feeling. Go to the top.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
There you go. Okay, now stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine I'm trying to I'm going to fight you.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold this club here. So you got to use your legs, your big muscles to bring this club
Like
down.
that, yeah.
Keep the left shoulder down. Now, this is what brings the club down on the inside.
Yep.
But you have to imagine that you're leaving that club up there and it's just your trunk.
Right.
The weight shift and rotation is going to
Right.
bring the club down. There you go.
Yeah, that was my whole problem at the clinic. Still way too much arm.
And even there, you're still pulling it down, so go to the top again.
Yeah, that.
You didn't do it when you had the club flipped right side up, or upside down, sorry.
That's interesting.
Again, once you feel that mass in your hands, things change. So now shift.
So I'm sorry. So when I'm going back, I'm lifting this up.
You are.
Okay.
Perfect. Now keep that there. As you shift, just let your arm fall down. Don't grip it down. Just let it relax.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Way better. Almost. You need to get posted up before that club hits the ground. So
Yeah.
go to the top and stop again. Come halfway down, and I want your hand to stop right there. Okay, stop right there. Perfect. See how your knee's still bent?
Yeah, that's.
You don't have enough time to post up.
Yeah.
You're late.
That's what I always do.
So now here,
Okay.
now start shift, do what you're doing, shift and post up. Now once you're fully posted up, that's
Yeah.
when your hand should be there.
So I should be fully posted up like this.
When you're doing this drill, absolutely.
Okay.
Technically it's gonna happen a little bit later.
Right,
so
but
you need to practice
close
this.
enough.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if you're down there and you're still soft at impact,
Yeah.
you're gonna keep pulling your arm down too soon. There you go. So you gotta wait.
Yeah.
Give this hip time to get out of the way.
I completely understand. I just got to find the feel.
There. Stay back. There you go. Keep your chest back here. Give your hips time to get down out of the way.
Yeah, it feels much more natural without the weight of the club.
Exactly. That's why we do it this way. There you go. You're really patient. Leave the club at the top.
Right.
There you go. That was good. Did you feel it's almost like a pause?
Well, it was helpful to remember, try to hold my chest there as much as possible.
Perfect.
That was a good.
Keep your chest back. Excellent. Much better.
That's the image that really is.
Good.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Cool. It's going to feel really funky when you start to hit balls because you're going to swear you're going to hit them about 40 yards right.
Yep.
Because you're so used to firing and opening, right?
Right.
But that's the normal feeling, is that you're going to feel like you stay shut, 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 post up, and then release.
Right. And when I'm doing the 9 to 3, going out like that,
yep.
right?
And you do the same thing. You leave your chest back exactly.
Okay.
Bingo. Get that hip out of the way soon.
Yeah. That was a little awkward. But...
Yep. There you go. You feel how that posting up move is what's snapping the club at the bottom too. If you keep your wrists soft, there you go.
I find if I just can hold my chest there, like you said, everything naturally unwinds.
Exactly, because then you have to use your lower body to bring the club down.
Right.
You don't have a choice. That's why it's.
You almost don't think about it as long as for me, as long as my chest stays there.
Exactly. You don't have to. It's all lower body that's going to bring it down. Nice. Let me get one more video. I want you to feel like you leave it at the top.
Yeah.
Leave your shoulders back. Good. One more. Let's take a quick look.
Yeah, that's a much different swing.
Night and day.
Yep.
Perfect impact position.
Yeah, that was very helpful to try to think about all the other. If I can just hold it back.
When you add the right arm on there, go through those steps, right?
Yeah.
So the first one is just mirror it and don't touch.
Yep. Yeah, no, I've done that.
Good. Good. Good correction. You caught that. There you go.
Yeah, it all feels normal if I stay back there.
There you go. Good. That's how you start hitting balls.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't worry about where they go or any of the contact and that stuff. It's getting used to sequencing the downswing. That's all that really matters, right?
Yeah, no, and you've said that a million times as I've listened to it. But that holding my body was, I've been trying to figure out what that trick is.
Yeah, I would go back and watch that video and just go onto the site and just type in rear shoulder.
Yeah, I have to be honest, you can watch the video 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You know, until someone gives you the one video image, the one visual image that, at least the way I learn. Now it makes sense.
Good.
Yeah,
does it all make sense?
Yeah, it completely makes sense. Come back next year, we'll be playing scratch golf together.
Perfect, I like it. So, first things first, lower body.
Yep.
If the lower body's out of whack during that first part of the backswing, I don't care about the rest of it. It's all
Completely get it.
not going to happen, right? So, stabilize that knee and just work on rotation.
Yep.
And just, again, shoulders perpendicular to your spine. As you're going to the top, as you start down, you're just going to feel like what you did. You're going to keep your chest back here at these bushes the whole time.
Yep.
And as long as
your body just pulls you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Your shoulders have to come back to square if your hips are open.
Right.
They're attached, right? But it's just learning how to use your legs to bring the club down instead of your right shoulder and right arm. And the rest of it's just slowly putting that right hand back on there. So good. So let's get one video. I want to just make sure when you add the right arm on there that we're not losing too much lag, which it didn't look like, but I want to watch you do one more practice swing and then we can hit a ball.
That's helpful because if I am, I think I'll understand what to do.
First glance, it looked pretty stellar. Let's just make sure. Lower body came in a little bit, not as good as, again, when you stack one piece too many,
go back.
You'll lose a little bit, but that's normal. That.
Yeah, that's better.
I don't even know who that guy is. 10 times better.
Yep.
Let's try and hit one ball like that.
Okay.
I would prefer that you shank it, miss it, skull it. All I want to see is the movement.
Right.
Yeah, went right back to it.
Oh, I went back to doing the same thing?
Yeah, it's normal. That's why I said, like, you have to put 100% of your focus into that left hip and keeping the shoulder back for right now.
Yep.
Left knee broke in a little bit, not too bad. But then there's the arms moving first. Say your left knee is just buckled in, it has no time to get out of the way and then you cast it.
Yep.
Okay?
That makes sense.
So that's normal.
Let's try it one more time and see if I've got it.
Nope. So, not ready for that step yet.
Yep.
You can hit balls.
No,
right hand's got to come off first, all right? But you've got the drill now. You've seen it on video. It's perfect, right?
Right.
When you go to hit balls, I put a ball on a tee and go left arm only.
Yep.
And then once you get comfortable with that, and you're like, okay, I can actually make contact and get all this stuff working, then slowly put that right hand back on there.
Yeah, now it's going to take a long time.
But
this other stuff is
about 10 days to really get comfortable doing left arm only stuff. 10 to 14 days.
Yeah, but I'm comfortable keep repeating the drills. That's helpful. Is it possible to get a copy of the video you did? Because I'll hear your word on it.
Oh, we're going to put it up there. If you're okay with it, we'll put it up and you can see the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're going to be proud. You're going to see all these big rock star changes you've made. So
yeah, now I just got to remember them.
Well, it'll be up there forever, so you'll be able to see it forever.
That's right. No, that's very helpful.
Cool. You got it, sir. That looks so good.
I can only play golf when